You believe Jesus' second coming is going to happen. He's going to come. So my question is, once Jesus steps foot on ground, wherever there is on the planet
on
Earth,
Mount of Olives,
once he steps foot there, what are the order of events that will happen after that?
he will come to judge the living and dead. That's all we need to know. There will be a resurrection of the dead, and he will judge the living and the dead, and those who are condemned will be removed from the face of the earth, and those who are saved will reign with Christ on earth forever and ever.
So is that the moment when Judgment Day happens, or it will happen after?
Well, that's the debate among Christians, right? Is there a 1,000-year reign?
Yeah,
An interim
okay,
period?
yes.
Well, most Christians interpret that as symbolic and spiritual. It's already taking place. The one thing for certain is Christ returns physically, bodily. He will resurrect the dead, judge living and dead. The wicked will be destroyed with everlasting destruction, and the righteous will dwell with him on earth forever. But
So,
okay, what about it?
so I was looking into that because there are two sides, right? Is it going to be 1,000?
Not in the ancient churches, no.
Yeah. So I was trying to figure out which one.
Alex, not in the ancient churches.
Yeah, I know.
All agree. You're looking into modern Protestant evangelicalism where they disagree.
Yes, I understand that.
Okay,
so where is the point in that time frame when he's going to be the king of Israel and he's going to reunite? Like, when does that happen?
Because if you take what I told you, he returns to the Mount of Olives. He reigns in Jerusalem as a son of David and son of God.
So that's what I asked, the order of events. So the first event will be the ruling or the judgment? Like, which one comes first?
Well, what do rulers do if not judge?
I mean, Judgment Day.
Let's try it again. What do rulers do if not judge? Why do you think he's coming to judge? Because he's the king.
Yes.
That's happened. So you're making it like this has to happen first and that. No, he comes because he's the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, already ruling in heaven. Because he's the king, it is his duty and right to judge.
Okay. Yeah, I know there is not much information, so I'm just trying to gather as much information as possible about this.
But do you believe that Jesus comes to resurrect the dead and judge them? Because that means Jesus is your God and Muhammad's God. He's going to damn Muhammad to hell.
Well, no, I don't believe that from Islamic point of view.
No, you have to believe Islam. He's returning to rule.
Yeah. So that's
why is your Isa coming back?
So in Islam, the order of events, it's a little bit different. He comes back, obviously, and the first thing he does, he just kills the fake Messiah. He takes the
Quran say he comes to kill the fake Messiah.
Pardon?
Or does the Quran say he comes to kill the fake Messiah?
None of this is in the Quran. This is all the
Hadith. I want to hear it because you follow the religion. It makes no sense. And you left the Jesus you didn't know. So this again, these hadiths are taken from Christianity. So he comes and kills the fake Messiah. Then what?
Then he's basically he's going to and then he's going to be like a judge. He's going to judge justly among the nations.
Kill the and why is he called Al-Masih al-Dajjal? Why is he called the false Messiah?
Because so basically the Jewish are waiting for their Messiah, which is Jesus, and a man will appear with one eye, whatever that means, and he will claim to be the
real Messiah shows up. I want you to listen to yourself. If the real Messiah shows up, according to the Jews, can there be anyone after him to supplant him and replace him, or anyone after him to come and finalize and complete the religion that the Messiah brings?
No. If the real one comes,
slowly. So you just admit that when the Messiah comes for the Jews, that's the end, right?
No. You asked me Dajjal, who is Dajjal Messiah? I was explaining about it.
If the Messiah comes in Judaism, the Jews,
yes,
when he comes, that means for them he is the perfect culmination of all revelation. There can be no one that comes after him, right?
Yes, that's correct.
So did the Messiah come according to the Quran?
Yes.
So why are you following Muhammad?
That's the Quran has a different understanding of what the Messiah is supposed to do.
How do you know what a Messiah is? The Quran doesn't tell you what a Messiah is. So what does it mean for your Isa to be Messiah, Al-Masih?
The Messiah is in Hebrew the anointed one.
I didn't ask you Hebrew, so you're a thief. You went to my Bible. No, your Quran calls him Messiah. Show me what Messiah means in the Quran.
It doesn't work like that.
Because the Bible you quoted shows that when the Messiah comes, that's it. There's no one who's going to come to then supplant or supersede him. So you can't go to my Bible to explain your Quran, because according to you, the Messiah came, but he's not it. Because Muhammad comes, and Muhammad is the seal of the prophets. So don't take from my Bible. What does it mean for Jesus to be Messiah according to your Quran?
No, we're talking past each other. I was talking about the second coming.
No, I'm asking you, I know what you're talking about. Don't run from my questions. Since Messiah has come according to you, why do you follow Muhammad when both the Old Testament, New Testament says everything points to Messiah, not to some Arab prophet?
Well, this is the disagreement, basically. We disagree
I
here.
don't care you disagree. Your Quran doesn't explain to you why he's the Messiah. Show me in the Quran what it means for him to be Messiah.
As I said, it doesn't work like that. You need a tradition.
Even the tradition can agree why he's called Masih. Some say because he's a traveler, some because he smears people with oil. What does it mean for him to be the Messiah and the only one called Messiah in the Quran?
I mean, you have to go back to the Jewish understanding and the Christian understanding.
And you bury yourself. According to the Jewish tradition, if the Messiah comes, there is no Arab prophet that will come after him to supersede him. So why do you follow Muhammad?
Yeah, but that's where it becomes complicated. This is where
How does it become
entangles.
complicated when you need the Bible to explain your Quran, what it means for him to be the Messiah?
Yes, I agree that you need the Bible to explain some parts of the Quran.
Okay, so then why do you follow Muhammad when my Bible says that the Messiah comes, that's it. He's the finality.
So you're referring to he already came, right? The first coming.
So the Quran is a lie when it says Jesus is the Messiah and he came?
No. I was just trying to confirm what you were trying to say. So because
you said, let me hear I want to see if you hear yourself.
Okay.
The Jews are waiting for the Messiah because they don't accept Jesus.
Yes.
Some Jews do. But according to Judaism, because they get this from the Old Testament, when Messiah comes, he is it. He's the finale, the finality. It all points to him. But because they don't accept Jesus, they're waiting for a future one. The New Testament confirms the Old Testament that it's all about Messiah. He's it. He's the finale, the finality. So you have both Old and New Testaments agree the Messiah is the very center of all revelation. He's the very heart of revelation. You agree, Jesus the Messiah. So then why do you follow Muhammad?
Yeah, but that's why the Quran comes and it gives a different perspective.
Show me in the Quran what it means for him to be the Messiah. You said Quran, so show it to me now.
As I said, it doesn't work. The Prophet basically explained to us what the tradition explains what it means.
The Quran comes. So where does the Quran come and tell you that the Messiah came, but all that was said about him, that he's the finality, is wrong?
But that's how it works. It's called progressive revelation.
No, it isn't. This is contradiction. Progressive revelation is when you build on something established and not contradicted. Your Quran contradicts everything Old and New Testament says about the Messiah.
I understand where you're coming from. I mean, that's why you're a Christian.
I'm coming from you. Solve this problem from the Quran. I'm still waiting.
But you're trying to push me back to the Quran. It doesn't work like that. You cannot solve it alone.
Even
from
in
the Quran.
Hadiths, where does he explain what it means? Your prophet explains what it means for him to be the Messiah.
Well, in his understanding, he will basically be the ruler of the world. He will be the king of the world.
Where did he get that from? Where did he get that from?
From Allah, from God, from
And how do you know it was Allah, not Satan? How do you know that God told him that?
Well,
no,
Sam,
tell me. Don't laugh.
The religions comes with them dogmas. Once you accept the religion, you accept the dogmas. That's how it works.
Hinduism and Buddhism comes with dogmas, but you don't believe it's from the God of Abraham. How do you know Allah revealed that to Muhammad? This Allah is the same God that revealed all I said about the Messiah in the Old and New Testaments, when what Allah supposedly told your prophet contradicts it.
So you're basically asking me to prove Islam, right?
I'm basically asking you to show me that the God that spoke to Muhammad, which you believe, is the God of the Bible.
Well, he claims he's the God of the Bible. He claims.
And so did Joseph Smith. Why aren't you a Mormon?
No, Joe didn't claim he's God. He claimed he's prophet. You asked me where Allah claims.
Joseph Smith did not claim to be God. He said he's a prophet that was sent by the same God of the Bible and gave him the Book of Mormon in the 1800s. So aren't you a Mormon?
That's a whole different story. Why I'm not the more.
No,
Yeah,
it's the same story.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, so you're asking me
Can you
how.
answer the one question for the love of your God? I'm still waiting for an answer.
So you, I just want to make sure I understand the question. So you ask me basically, how can I prove that Allah is the God, the
No,
true God?
you just told me Allah revealed to Muhammad that Jesus as the Messiah is the ruler. Where did
Yeah.
Muhammad get the idea that the Messiah is the ruler? You said Allah. How do you know that Allah, who supposedly spoke to him, is the God of the Bible? And that what Allah told him about the Messiah is true?
I know that Allah is the God of the Bible because He says He's the God of the Bible.
Oh, thank you. The same Bible that I just appealed to show the Quran contradicts the Bible? Thank you.
Well, this is where you're trying to push the conversation to the Islamic dilemma, right?
Well, why don't you get out of the dilemma?
Well, the way I've watched a couple of the debates and
What?
a couple of debates about this topic, you as well, and a couple of other ones.
Okay, answer it. Don't tell me what you watch. Refute it.
So the way I look at it is basically, let me explain to you how I understand it, and then you let me know why it doesn't work. So the dilemma is basically this: you say the Quran confirms the Bible, and the Bible contradicts the Quran, so the Quran
You
cannot be
just
true.
said it yourself. Listen to what you said. Because the Quran claims that the God of the Quran is the God of the Bible. You just said that.
Yes.
The God of what? The Vedas or the Bible?
Yeah, the Bible.
What Bible?
Well, not the Bible, the God of the Torah and the God of the Injil, basically.
Okay, so now you lied. You said the God of the Bible. Now you redefined it. So what's the Torah?
The revelation given to Moses.
Okay, I'm going to give you $10,000. Show me the Quran where it says the Torah was given to Moses.
Given in what sense?
The sense you just said. You said that he's the God of the Torah, and I said the Torah given to you said Moses. Show me in the Quran where it says the Torah was given to Moses.
It says the Kitab, I think.
That's not the same as Torah. The
Yeah,
book can be anything. Show me where it says the Torah was given to Moses. I'm waiting.
Again, it doesn't work like that. You have to go with the tradition that comes
No, you
along
can't,
with the Quran.
because the tradition says the word Torah was used for the Bible, not just the books of Moses. That's your tradition. You want me to show it to you from Ibn Kathir and Sahih Bukhari?
Wait. You mean the Jewish Bible or the Christian
Try
Bible?
this again. If I go to the tradition, Islamic tradition says the word Torah refers to all the scriptures in the hands of the Jews and Christians, not just the books of Moses.